So you want to talk about difficult topics like death, toilets and sex, but you don't know how to do it politely. Well, today I'm going to give you 10 phrases that are going to help you do exactly that very, very politely. All that is coming right up after we meet another Eat Sleep Dreamer.
Hi, I'm Romain. I'm an English teacher in France, and even though my English level is supposedly alright, I like to keep myself up to date with real modern British words and phrases. So I highly recommend everyone to watch and to subscribe to Eat Sleep Dream English.
In English, we use phrases called euphemisms to talk politely or indirectly about things that we feel uncomfortable about or that we're embarrassed about. So for example, we don't particularly like talking about death or toilets. So we have lots of phrases that we use to indirectly talk about those topics. Now the first one deals with death. To pass away. To pass away. And that means literally to die. So you use this phrase to avoid saying the word die, because maybe that might upset somebody. So we're using the euphemism to pass away. An example sentence? Unfortunately, my neighbour passed away last year. Unfortunately, my neighbour passed away last year. To avoid saying that somebody is lying, we use this phrase. Economical with the truth. Economical with the truth. So, for example, you might say, some politicians in my country are economical with the truth. Some politicians in my country are economical with the truth. So if you said that, then you were saying that some of the politicians don't always tell the truth. They might lie a little bit. It's possible. So some politicians in my country are economical with the truth. Or you might say, I didn't lie, just a bit economical with the truth. So you're giving some true fact, but maybe not all the true facts. Or maybe you're just plain lying, I don't know. But it's a funny little phrase to say that you are lying. So economical with the truth. In British culture, we have lots of phrases to talk about toilet, going to the toilet. One of my favorites is the little boy's room. The little boy's room. This is a fun one. It's a little bit humorous. So if you said, I'm just going to pop to the little boy's room, it means you're going to the toilet. Obviously, the male toilet, because the little boy's room. For females, most commonly, they would say the ladies' room. So I'm just going to pop to the ladies' room. Or I'm just going to pop to the ladies. Means I'm going to the ladies' toilets. So with this one, it's quite clear. We want to avoid using the word toilet because maybe that has associations with what happens in the toilet. So we're trying to avoid that word, so we use other words that have the same meaning. I guess we're just trying to be polite. We're using this in polite company. Sometimes they're quite funny, quite humorous, like this one. They have a purpose in everyday language. This is a nice one. If you are unemployed, that means that you don't have a job. You can use the phrase in between jobs or between jobs. So if someone asks you, oh, what do you do? You could say, instead of saying, I haven't got a job or I'm unemployed, you could say, oh, I'm in between jobs. And that's just a way of saying, I finished my last job. I haven't got a new job, but you know, I'm looking, I'm searching. So we use that phrase. It literally means unemployed. This next one is a good one. Now, I'm sure we've all had this. We all ask our parents about how babies are made. And the look on our parents' faces is hilarious. They look really awkward. They're like, oh, you know, I mean, how do I explain this? Well, you know when mummy and daddy and I mean, you know, yeah? You understand, yeah? Seeing how awkward parents get is just the funniest thing. So if we want to talk about the basic facts about sex, we say the birds and the bees. The birds and the bees. So how old were you when you learnt about the birds and the bees? How old were you when you learnt about the birds and the bees? So how old were you when you found out how babies were made? This is a fun one. I'm sure you have a translation in your own languages. Is it the birds and the bees, or is it two different animals? Losing a job can be very difficult to take. One particular euphemism is to let somebody go. to let somebody go. So the company lets somebody go, they fire them or they sack them. Those are the tough words. Those are the words that we have an emotional connection with. Ooh, he got sacked. Ooh, that sounds really tough. So we're trying to make it sound less horrible. They let him go. Ooh, they let him go, and so it feels softer. Obviously, it's not any less horrible. You know, ultimately the guy still lost his job, but we use that phrase to try and soften the emotion of it. So they let him go, they fired him. I've heard the company are going to let a lot of staff go next year. I've heard the company are going to let a lot of staff go next year. Now, when an animal is ill or seriously injured, we sometimes take the decision to kill it because it's the kinder thing to do. The phrase that we use, instead of to kill, we use to put something down. To put something down. So for example, my dog got really sick and they had to put him down. My dog got really sick and so they had to put him down. Another difficult topic for us to talk about is homelessness. So we have a euphemism to talk about someone that doesn't have a home, and that is on the streets. So for example, there are so many people now living on the streets. There are so many people now living on the streets. There are so many people who are homeless. All right, and the final one. This one is slightly lighter. So if you think that someone is a little bit crazy, a little bit strange, you could use this euphemism. A few sandwiches short of a picnic. A few sandwiches short of a picnic. And this means, yeah, that they're a little bit crazy, a little bit weird. An example sentence. Well, that guy's kind of strange. He's definitely a few sandwiches short of a picnic. Now, there are lots of other ways to say exactly this. This is quite informal, probably a little bit rude. I would never say it to anyone, but then I would never say to anyone that they're crazy, because that's a bit mean, isn't it? So, but I'd love to know, what is it in your language? Do you have a similar phrase? Not maybe a sandwich short of a picnic, but something else. Something local to where you live. EC Dreamers, do you use any of those phrases? Do you use euphemisms in your language? Or is it something that's totally new and slightly strange to you? Let me know in the comments below. Also, do you know any other euphemisms that we use in English? I'd love to hear what you've got to say, so tell me in the comments below. As always guys, please give this lesson a big thumbs up if you've enjoyed it. If you found it useful, of course share it with anyone you know that is trying to learn English as well. If you're on Instagram, then please check out my page. We've got all kinds of things going on every single day. We're learning English on Instagram. Also check out my Facebook page as well, where we've got lots of quizzes and fun stuff like that. And remember guys, I'm here every Tuesday and every Friday helping you take your English to the next level. It's been another fun one guys. I don't know how we keep doing this, but we keep meeting and having fun. I don't know about you, but I enjoy it. Thank you so much for watching guys. I really appreciate you taking the time out of your day to learn English with me and with the rest of the Eat Sleep Dreamers. It's a real privilege and an honor to be here with you guys, so thank you so much. All right, I'll see you guys real soon. Until next time, this is Tom, the Chief Dreamer. Yeah, saying goodbye.